And welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, 6040 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I'm Alex Midway, and it is not just any episode. We are turning 50 today, so, yeah, as long as you keep paying money to hosting services and keep at it, anybody can get a podcast up, and we're living proof.
They just kind of let you go forever as long as the check clears.
Like a private dance at a strip club. As long as that credit card doesn't get declined, you're in the back room. That's essentially us.
And according to my Google search here, 50th anniversary is the golden anniversary. So
just like golden.
Here's hoping you got me something.
Yeah, you want something golden? Come on down. I'll give you a presidential.
Give you the Trumpy shower right here.
Yeah, I'll give you the same thing you got over in Moscow, and possibly with a massage. There's a couple of videos out of it, allegedly.
Joe Rogan's favorite Tesla drink.
Speaking of deplorables, I made a trip to PA today, and as far as states go, I'll be honest with you, probably my second most hated state after Texas.
Ooh, really?
Just garbage people. And I'm not talking about Pennsylvania like where the normies live, because Philadelphia, thank you. Like, you are doing some godly things when it comes to ICE. They're out there talking about like how they are going to prosecute these people. Like, when these guys illegally park their car somewhere, they're talking about towing them. Like, I love it, Philly. I'll take the batteries at Santa Claus with a grain of salt. Like, what you're doing out there is God's work. But you Western Pennsylvanians, you Rust Belt Fs, like, I've had enough of all you little inbreds.
Yes, I agree. Coastal Pennsylvania, great. Love you guys on the east. But the west side the state's really broken up into like half of it's okay, and then the other half is like, no, screw it. We're gonna be Midwest.
Yeah.
There's no point to that. Why choose to be that way?
Like, parts of it are awesome. Like, Pennsylvania really does look like God's country. You have all these rolling mountains, and right now in the fall, like, it's one of the best times. You go out there, you see, like, the foliage change, and you're doing these rolling hills. Some guy, like, I saw an Amish guy, or Mennonite, we don't put creativity into boxes here, like, on a lawnmower, just cutting his grass, and it smells amazing when you drive past, and then you see some a-hole with, like, a Trump hat. Like, come on, dude. Like, this guy's trying to destroy everything you see here and just hydrofrack, like, all the national forest. Like, that's going to take away from the magic of a land.
Yeah, it kind of sucks when, like, the most majestic, beautiful landscapes in the United States are wasted on the worst people.
Like, I found, like, the way that they do additions to their house isn't through, like, stick building. It's when they drop off a trailer just next to the house, like the 18-wheel trailer, and they let just grass slowly, like, start going around it like it's a trellis. Like, no, dude, that's called overgrowth. Like, oh, no, that's called our dining room now. Like, I hate all of you, you dirty, disgusting things.
Well, I still think Florida and Texas are duking it out for their number one most hated state, but I get where you're coming from.
Texas with a bullet, baby. Like a school shooting, Texas is number one, head and shoulders above the rest. Florida, I don't know. I think Florida gets the joke now. Like, they know, like, you know what? We're a bunch of pillbillies. We suck. And you know exactly what's coming through. Like, anywhere in Florida, your bar is set super low. With Philly, you're like, or with Pennsylvania, like, you know what? This is so nice around here, so nice around here. Like, and Trump 2028 flag. Like, come on. Like, it's been 7 months, homie.
Well, I've never been to South Florida or for an extended period of time to judge, but I've been to North Florida, and I'm judging.
Duval?
Yeah. All those people are absolute aliens. You cannot tell me otherwise. Weirdest place I've ever been.
Speaking of aliens.
Crystal, much better than White Castle.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Not even close.
It's the exact same thing, but whatever.
It might have been the drive-through lady spit, but there was just something better about it.
Yeah. and drugs they put into it.
Yeah.
She perspires meth, so when she handles that little burger, every time it's a little bit of crack in it.
Yeah, there is no one in Duval County purposely giving away their drugs to spike my burger. There's not a chance.
I do love it. Every Halloween you hear, like, people are putting drugs in your kids' candy. Like, when's the last time you've heard of somebody giving away their drugs? Like, nobody does that.
Was the economy really that much better in the 80s when they started these warnings?
Like, even razor blades are expensive. We're putting tariffs on, like, aluminum. Like, whoa. I'm not giving these away. Like, yeah, but we can make a kid bleed. Like, not enough.
Just asking for cash before you hand them the candy because of tariffs.
Yeah. Like, none of this is free. But let's talk about something, speaking of monsters and aliens, let's do a Tesla update here. It's, last we left you, it was a 340, it was 351. It bounced to 349. It went to 345 this morning, went all the way down to 340, and it went right back to 345. So it's essentially moved 1% maybe, 2%. And the reasoning for this, and again, I'll take this to my grave, it's a sham. Tesla sales have dropped 40% in Europe, and the rival BYD has actually tripled their sales. In up to year to date, there's been about 8,837 Teslas registered, and 13,503 BYDs have been registered now. So it's not like it was a small number. BYD is currently registering more cars, they're selling more out there, and Tesla's sales have dropped 40 years compared to last year. But the stock moves 1% because, oh boy, Elon said something nice like, yeah, he's going to say something nice, dummy. His money's tied to it. Like, he's not going to tell you the ship's sinking.
No. And again, all logic points to this is an absolute failure. Like, it's just coming. Just everything he does explodes, whether metaphorically, like his car sales, or, literally like his rockets. So I don't get it. But somehow they just keep making money. So yeah, I'm with you on the sham.
Like, every time I look for like Tesla stock, I'm like, let me just scroll down and take a look at these next 4 stories. It's like, Tesla's lost money here. Like, Tesla's FSD's failing miserably. Like, setbacks due to regulations. Like, and then one guy's like, Tesla people are speculating it will pop any moment. I'm like, God, like, which one? Like, where's this one guy coming out of, and what kind of drugs is he on, and what's the number to his dealer?
Well, maybe we need to pivot to a stock market podcast and just guess at things. Like, I think lead's coming back hard this quarter.
Like K-hole update, just high as kites, be like, I don't know, man, it's tuna fish. And
yeah, I'm down to go in a K-hole with you, buddy.
Let's just toss all this S against the wall and just keep focusing on the next episode, the ones that hit, and just never talk about the ones that lost. Like, a dude at the roulette table, like, will spend $200 betting numbers, and then $6 hits on one, and he gets a big stack. He's like, yeah, made it back. Like, no, you were down miserably, dude.
Yeah, you watched me do that with 24 Black, so I understand.
Yeah, it's roulette's a fun thing, but let's go do international roulette next.
My numbers do.
Yeah, we'll get more into that. Waiting for things to happen and them not happening. So, remember when a couple episodes ago we talked about how Lavrov came out and he said that the Soviet Union was cool with the security guarantees to Ukraine, and we all said, like, yeah, he's cool with his security guarantees because he's not going to follow any of them. Well, we don't have to wonder if he's going to actually follow them or not follow him, because the mouthpiece from the Kremlin came out and said, in fact, at the very beginning, it was the advancement of NATO military infrastructure and the infiltration of its military infrastructure into Ukraine that could possibly be named among the root causes for the conflict situation that arose. And this is the person, the head spokesperson for the Kremlin, Peskov. And I want to make sure that we're all on the same page right now. So I'm going to ramble on for a little bit. And I want to go ahead and say that not a single thing that guy mentioned ever took place. Any joint exercises that took place in Ukraine under Joe Biden were actually done on the western side of Ukraine. Putin was always told about this. No long-range military artillery was ever moved to Ukraine. Putin was also told about this. Like, all this stuff stayed on the west side. And I don't know why you'd be so surprised that the country next to you that you invaded a couple years back is now doing military exercises to defend against you. Like, that can't be out of left field and catch you by surprise. Like, what? I just bring peace. This is what they want.
Yeah. This is all just he'll make up whatever excuse he wants because he wants the land. It's just he's trumping it. Just make up a conflict and then go do whatever you were planning on doing anyways.
So you're telling me there's a state of emergency that he has to deal with? Is that why we're here?
Absolutely. There's so much violence that we have to send in the National Guard to put on cool little orange vests and go pick up trash.
And this guy said this to you, and I still find this hilarious. The fact that even people from different states, like we live relatively close to the D.C. area, but people from all across the country, they can think back to their high school days of a field trip to the nation's capital, where you just walked around, you picked up a t-shirt that said female body inspector, and you got one of those giant hot dogs with mambo sauce. There was no raping, looting, and killing like what's his name talked about on Capitol Hill on a nightly basis. Like
Benny Johnson.
Yeah, Benny Johnson. You're freaking 12 years old eating hot dogs and wearing a female body inspector t-shirt. It was one of the best years of your life.
Buying your first set of fake Oakleys. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. It was great.
It wouldn't be
any rules.
Yeah. It wouldn't be until you went to New York City before you started buying fake things again and you found out the market's much larger.
Yeah, Canal Street's way cheaper too.
But yeah, where were we? Let's jump back on and finish up here. The silver lining is that the Kremlin also stated that Trump's effort to end the war was very important. And this month's U.S.-Russia presidential summit in Alaska has been very substantive, constructive, and useful, adding that Moscow hopes the efforts would continue. Well, thank you, baby Jesus, that they were very constructive. And the fact that we brought up security guarantees there, and from that constructive meeting, there are no more security guarantees. So let's hope for just one more meeting, and it's going to feel great. And meanwhile, Russia went ahead and launched another giant attack overnight. They went ahead and killed 21 people in Kiev. Also launched cruise missiles, and drones all over the rest of the country. And they're targeting civilian infrastructure for energy. So now there's about 100,000 people without heat or lights in their home, because that's how you wage a war. You knock out the civilian populace.
But again, you don't know if they were dressed up like Harris Teeters.
That small 6-year-old boy looks like a professional agent.
I will say, at what point, right? Because these are all clear violations and war crimes. At what point do we just call BS? You're like, oh, so there's no such thing as a war crime then? Like, is it really against the law if there's no consequence?
Did you seriously just forget about Israel?
Listen, you anti-Semite, you know the rules. If you condemn anything they do, it's because you hate them.
Them boys are out there just doing whatever they want. Like, we'll starve them, then we'll shoot them. Like, Jesus, dude. Like, one or the other. Like, we're waging a genocide. Like, that was waged on you. Like, yeah, but that means we have one in the bank. Like, I don't know if that's how it works.
Yeah, like a year or two ago, when that video came out where they were just started filling the well with cement, I was like, why isn't anybody doing anything, man?
Yeah, like when they brought special machines to rip up the roads on their way out, like, that's just a D-bag move right there. Like, what do you think the next generation's going to think? Like, why don't we have roads anymore? Like, oh, those Israelis, but it's time to heal, so let's not point fingers.
Yeah, we're just going to whitewash this off of our museums, and Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. That was us. That was us. My bad.
Also, you can't point because you lost your fingers to an Israeli bomb. But yeah, if you could, just imagine not pointing.
All right. Well, not going to lie, big guy, for a 50th episode, it's getting a little heavy. You're coming off a little negative. You're putting bad thoughts into my brain. And that's not how we celebrate our big 5-0.
Well, ramp it up. Make it feel good.
Well, in the infamous words of the gorillas, shaka shaka, shaka shaka, feel good. It's time for some feel good stories. It's a beautiful day outside. The weather looks like it's great this weekend. We're going to send you off onto your 4-day weekend, whenever. Doesn't matter. You're going to have a great Labor Day, and we're going to start it off right. First off, first feel good story, we're going to check in on our boy Sean Dunn. 36-year-old who worked at the DOJ and is referred to around the D.C. area as the D.C. hero. If you may remember, he was arrested back on August 10th for allegedly yelling at a couple of federales that Trump sent to clean up the mean streets of the district before pegging one of them in the chest with a salami sub. Now, the video went mega viral, and we all watched homie absolutely detonate that hoagie on that Fed's chest, sending fresh cut lettuce, tomatoes, and cold cuts everywhere. So, why am I using the term allegedly? Because my man Big Sean's grand jury came back on Tuesday and decided not to indict Dunn on federal charges for assaulting an officer.
I'm getting a little update here, a little bleep in my ear. Before he starts taking a victory lap and ordering more subs to go wage war with, he needs to go ahead and take a look at our man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who's first got deported. The government came out like, no, we were wrong. Then they MS-pated MS-13 onto his fingertips. Now he's back with multiple judges saying, don't deport this man. And they're talking about sending him to Africa next. So, I don't think our guy Dunn's out the woods yet.
Well, they can definitely go try to re-indict him again, which would be cool. I believe in my district here.
It's pronounced will indict again.
However, there was another story, and I wish I had written down this chick's name. Another chick who got all hemmed up on the maybe assaulted an officer during a protest about a couple months back when we were having the Palestine protests. And it took 3 grand juries all coming back saying, no, she didn't assault this officer, until eventually they kicked it down to a misdemeanor in order to charge her. So it's possible the district's just going to stick with that, what assault type of energy.
You know what the wildest thing is? Like, the first thing Trump did on day one was pardon guys who literally beat police officers to death with an American flag. Now, Ashley Babbitt, who was trying to break down a door and just wage her own personal war, is getting an Air Force full honors funeral. Like, you treat those people a little bit differently versus a guy calling out your own BS and throwing some lettuce at a cop wearing a bulletproof vest. Now, it's been a while since I've worn a flak jacket, but if knives can't get through it, a hoagie definitely can't either.
Well, according to the administration, they're going to agree to disagree. Those were patriots wrongly accused, and this guy is probably the reason the National Guard is there.
And he's going to be a reason they go to Chicago, because this stuff is spreading.
So, one of the interesting things I came up with, evidently there's an old saying in the D.C. legal circles that you can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich, which is hilarious because it was a salami sub he allegedly tossed it at this Fed. But they say it because to get a grand jury indictment, you call in your jury, and only the prosecution gets to talk. They make their case, and all the jury has to do is find a low standard of probable cause to indict, not the beyond reasonable doubt that you actually need to, convict. So I thought that was kind of funny that you can indict a ham sandwich, but not my man salami, allegedly.
And yeah, that's wild. And right before we went on here, I went ahead and Googled it. And I typed in Subway Heroes, and lo and behold, it definitely was not that guy. It was just a bunch of other just regular subs of a week. And one of the links that it showed me, which was hilarious, was a bald fat man doing a review of a Subway sub. I'm like, buddy, that is way too close to comfort to looking like Jared Fogle. He's like, I'd say you skip over that one and just do a quick Quiznos hitter.
Yeah, try moving your way on over to the grocery store subs or something.
Yeah.
Slight pivot. So we grew up, I always call them subs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've also heard them called hoagies, heroes. I judge anybody who doesn't call it a sub.
Is this like soda and pop argument?
Yes, correct.
Yuck. Well, one side's right, one side's wrong. It's a freaking sub.
So I'm not crazy.
No.
Okay, good. Just checking. That being said, hoagie's starting to warm up to me. I'm starting to get it a little bit.
Oh, you do turn demented as you get older, so it makes sense.
So after the incident on August 10th, Fox host and current U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia for some reason, Jeanine Pirro, posted the video and with the message underneath, assault a law officer and you'll be prosecuted. This guy thought it was funny. Well, he doesn't think it's funny today because we charged him with a felony. Well, in what can only be described as a giant FU to the white wine goblin and the rest of the Trump admin, it looks like a jury of Dunn's peers have said, I ain't seen nothing, and this city doesn't rat, and I couldn't be prouder of them. Eat fresh, stupids.
And again, like you literally let out the guys who killed police officers and caused mental damage to the rest of them and showed up with bear spray and sprayed these people and tried to break into the Capitol. You pardon all of these people. And then you're like, I'm tough on crime. Let them out. They supported me. But the guy throwing, like, produce, that's the one you want to hit him with a felony? I got bad news for you. One felony ain't nothing. Our president's got 34.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's almost like this isn't about justice at all.
Like, he's just on a revenge tour? Like, I wonder if he ever brought that up beforehand. It's, I don't know. Might have swayed my opinion. I wouldn't think about that, a black chick's laugh being so bad.
Well, Kash Patel said they're definitely not on some revenge tour.
Yeah,
so
Kash Patel said...
You can't believe that guy.
He was in Nevada running the FBI, telling his employees they need to be in the office. Like, F you. I hope you never come out of the octagon one of the times you go in. Rampage's kid gets in there.
Yeah, and I'm sure his piss test will come back exactly like John Jones's, because that guy looks coked out of his gourd.
That's a natural setting for him.
Oh, my. So back down south to our number one hated state. The Texas gerrymandering issue might not be the 5-seat slam dunk that the Trump administration was banking on. Redistricting would affect areas around Dallas, Houston, central, and southern Texas. And while the big city areas aren't so worrisome for the evil empire, the central and southern areas might be. The districts are based on a 2020 census. And with Texas having a rapidly growing population, their numbers might not be what they thought it was or were banking on.
What's it called? I saw the map of, like, Texas, and it was where it showed, like, the little small areas that are blue, and it's around, like, the 3 main cities.
Mm-hmm.
And it also said, like, yeah, this is where 72% of the wealth is made. Like, and it brought me back to when all the Trumpers were showing the maps of 2020 of, like, U.S. and, like, the entire section of the center of a country is like, they all voted for Trump. Like, cool. Now, let me tell you something about population density, you big idiot.
Yeah, turns out land doesn't vote. So, weird.
Like, one thing I also want to look into, I don't know if I sent this one to you. And, I don't know, could be just a tinfoil hat moment, but one guy said the reason that a lot of us, the prisons are made in red states, or like red-leaning areas, is because those prisoners who are in those jails are actually counted in the census, but they are not allowed to vote. So technically you have, let's say, I mean, the water in one area is completely red, and you have all these extra people come in. That's more water. That's essentially red. I don't know. That may be a bad analogy. Like, these people can't vote, but it makes it seem that the people who vote are voting for more people. It
But they still
amplifies
count as residents of that state.
yeah, it amplifies their voice of the people who are voting, even if the people in jail 1,000,000% disagree with the policies of whatever the right's doing.
That's weird. That's almost like you're teetering on claiming the red states might be able to do something a little below the table in order to get their way. That's a wild assessment.
I don't understand. I mean, why Texans want to get their voice taken away? Like, if that's not the most un-Texan thing in the planet, be like, hell yeah, I want some politician in Washington, D.C. to speak up for me, and I don't want my voice to count for anything. Like, Jesus, like, are you all just using the KC sauce now?
Now, remember from the last podcast we did, Texas actually has more registered Democrats.
Yeah, that blew my mind. It's not even close, even. It's by millions.
It's like just under 2 million, 1.5 million, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's not their decision to do that.
Let's get rid of gerrymandering.
So second reason there might be a silver lining around this dark cloud. Texas is already gerrymandered to the umpteenth degree. So they're banking on winning districts now at about 53 to 47 type of come out, which could go terribly wrong if their math is based on old data, like not enough people. You're cutting it pretty thin there for gerrymandering. You're cheating with the possibility of losing on this one. And as we all learned from The Wire, you can only step on a package so many times.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild, and especially the fact, like, I keep seeing videos of these people at town halls, and like, all the constituents who, like, you can't, like, turn on a channel that isn't OAN and just essentially just doing some kind of spin. Like, if you look at the actual raw data and numbers, like, these new laws are horrible for me. Like, when they're yoking up people just from the farms, they're not going into the evil gang members. They're out there giving tax breaks to billionaires. Like, none of this stuff makes sense. And all of this is just aimed at the common person. Like, even people in Texas got to be like, I don't know, man. Even if you're surrounded by Fox 5, like, some people have got to be waking up. Like, it's got to be affecting people, right?
So that's the third silver lining to this. Aside from the fact that the way they're gerrymandering, because they're already so gerrymandered in the first place, their supposed outcomes they think are going to happen are so thin that the other problem they might run into is these MAGA policies are about as popular as herpes at an orgy. So Governor Hot Wheels might be counting his chickens before they've hatched. Clearly, again, this is all theoretical right now. Who knows what Elon will do with the machines when it's time to vote next year. But there's still a little hope left as far as Texas.
You know what? Where's that one website where you can bet on outcomes? It's lets you bet on the presidential race beforehand. Because if the option of, like, he's going to suspend voting if he finds out, like, they start doing polling, you're like, yeah, dude, we're about to get killed. Like, those polls are getting suspended, or we're going to have worse ballot stuffing than in, like, Siberia, Russia.
Than, like, 1930s Chicago.
Yeah, like, he's going to bring in all these troops and everything else. He's like, who are you voting for? Like, I don't have to tell you, like, the F you don't. It's the new Freedom in Voting Act that we just passed. Like, how is that freedom in voting? You get to see my vote? He's like, yeah, I also get to shoot you if it's a blue state. Like, Jesus.
Putin told me about this awesome new strategy. Also, we're giving him half of Alaska.
Oh, I just got news. 3/4 of Alaska.
Yeah.
What's the one Simpsons where it's Homer in the voting booth? And he's voting for who is McCain running against? Obama.
Obama, right?
Yeah. He's like, all right, time to put down a vote for Obama. He's like, 1 vote for Senator McCain. Like, what the hell? He's like, no, I meant Obama. Like, 2 votes for Senator McCain. He's like, oh no, I must tell President McCain. And then he just falls into a hole.
Yeah, it's I don't know what's gonna happen, but at some point, people gotta revolt, right?
We're not having elections. I'll call it right now. What day is it today? The 28th? Yeah, we're not having elections, dude.
I think we will have elections.
Fine.
Or stuff's gonna burn. I mean, I don't know. Either way, it'll be fun. We'll have plenty to talk about.
Well, I will bet you some commissary privilege when we're both in CCOT or Uganda, wherever the F they're going to be sending us by then.
If you had to choose which one to go to, which one are you picking?
Well, I'm all about the dry heat, so I'd go Africa.
I'm definitely going El Salvador. The food has to be better.
You know what? I can't do the swamp. I can't do the swamp, and I can't do the whole, what's it called? Just the wetness and the mosquitoes and everything else. Like, I'll take the dry heat, man. It'll be like little Nevada.
Buddy, radiator pupusas? I can't wait. Let's go.
You're going to be over a radiator, and someone's going to be pupusing you.
Either way, yeah, we'll make friends.
Put a smile on your face, like, oh no, did you have beans? Like, good. All right, let's keep this rolling. It's let's get dark again, baby. It's my trip to Pennsylvania. One of the things I picked up was something for a vehicle of mine, and I also picked up some raw milk. Because, honestly, I'm a big fan of raw milk, and I buy this stuff from the Mennonites, but I did learn a few things, and what better teacher than Florida? Because a woman in Central Florida is suing a dairy farm after consuming the farm's milk, claiming it made her sick, and ultimately caused her to miscarry. And that sucks in the fact that she lost the kid. That's not a cool thing, so let me just get that out in the open right now.
Yeah, no, and it is a shame, as much as we do love to dunk on Florida. Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, there we go. She wasn't praying hard enough. But hey, moving right along. And if you read that as it is right now, it sounds horrible. But then you start reading a little bit more into it, and you find out that she bought unpasteurized milk. And then she fed it to her kid. And then she drank it herself. And she's been listening to this JFK Jr. guy, and he's the one talking about next.
RFK.
Oh, yeah, RFK. Oh, yeah, we like JFK.
Yeah,
you know what? Let me sidebar it real quick. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine. I don't think the fact that we had JFK is enough good points to have a bad stock of the rest of the Kennedys.
Counterpoint. I brought this up, I think, to you not that long ago. Was JFK actually good? Or did he just get really romanticized after dying?
I think he was good. By today's standards, he was a saint.
Well, I mean, by today's standards, Genghis Khan would have been like, honestly, 60% approval is not terrible.
No, I don't know. Like, the stuff he did, he seemed like he was for the land. One of the things he did, him and Bobby Kennedy, they worked a lot for civil rights, from what I understand. They wanted to work with MLK. So he had the nation's, intentions at heart. Some of his stuff, he took a little while longer, so needed a whole lot of persuading, but he was able to be persuaded. Just like anybody back then, he had some infidelities and he had some shortcomings. Like, I get that. It is what it is. That's, you know what? If you have infidelities, that's between you and your partner. Like, that shouldn't belong to the rest of the world. Like, that's something you deal with in your own home. Like, my whole thing is, when you go to work, do you have a nation's best interest? And I believe you did.
No, that's fair. I haven't deep dug way too hard into him.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I know is his family wealth came from bootlegging and somehow ended up into politics. So...
Yeah, no, I mean, he did a whole thing. He started a whole civil rights movement. Lyndon Johnson after him. He's the one who pushed for it. One of the reasons I don't think he got reelected. And I could be messing this up. But he started a whole push. Then he was like Bobby Kennedy and him were going for it, and then it kind of ended. It was Lyndon Johnson was going to be lame duck for a bit. Then Bobby just kept pushing him, said, hey, you got to finish off this legacy. You got to keep it going. So that was one of the things that happened after his death that he ended up starting. And I mean, for that alone, like, he did something amazing for this country. And it wasn't a popular opinion. And hell, it's not becoming popular again. But yeah, what he did back then was awesome. Again, I don't feel like it's an even exchange to get this, the dumb Kennedy. But yeah.
No, fair enough. Looks like I've got some digging to do that I'll definitely forget about this weekend.
Yeah. So, again, just to put in perspective, bring you all back to the Florida woman. Florida woman has a child, and she's also pregnant. She then decides to drink unpasteurized milk and puts her kid into the hospital. She goes into the hospital as well. Her kid, it just keeps getting worse. They finally treat the kid. The kid survived, but her baby did not. So that child died. And honestly, I'm all about for having free rights and everything else, but stop pushing that S down on your kids. The same way that I see some parents would be like, well, my kids are vegan. Like, F you. Like, give that kid a Twizzler. Give that kid a Gusher. Like, let them decide for themselves. Like, they don't need to eat celery sticks and just call it wings. Like, call it flour wings and stuff like that. Like, if they like it, they like it. But if a kid wants a pizza, he wants a pizza. The same way that you make fun of a left when they say, like, this baby can't pick a gender yet, it can't speak. Like, you shouldn't push down unpasteurized milk and unhealthy things onto your kids. Like, we literally have scientists that told us this doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm actually on the opposite side of this one. And as a parent, you just you have to stick with what you believe in, and this is what I'm going to download on my kid. And when he turns 14 and kind of turns into a pain in the ass and revolts against everything, that's what you get. All you can do is go, I think you should do this. And eventually that kid's going to go to a birthday party and he's going to try that Gusher or Twizzler or that sip of soda. And he's going to come back and be like, you people have lied to me forever. It's the same thing as those parents that are like, my kid will never look at a screen. Like, great, you're going to have the dumb kid in kindergarten. The kid's going to see it somewhere and he's going to want it. It's just part of life.
They show up at school, yell at the teacher like, my Timmy would never do that. He is a saint. Like, honey, you're not with him 24/7. And the fact that you've repressed your child for this many years, guess what he does? He lashes out when you're not there.
Yep. Also, the rest of the kids make fun of him because he has no socialization skills.
So, sometimes parents doing that messes up, and this is another one of those cases. But you just heard me say the fact that I ended up buying raw milk up in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, it is legal. And if it's legal, it tends to have a little bit more, I don't know, government interaction with it. And sometimes government interaction tends to be a good thing because I had a couple nice swigs before this podcast, and I'm feeling good. But then again, I'm not a child, and I haven't peed on a stick lately, but I don't think I'm pregnant.
Now, you also, before our last podcast, ate a 2-year-old piece of chicken. So, you know what? RFK, maybe not taking dietary suggestions from you. You seem like a bit of a gambler.
I mean, suck on that brain worm. Like, again, I'll never understand why we listen to a fat man in power who's supposed to be peak male performance, but he can't even golf without cheating. And we have a guy who can't even speak right. And like, yeah, that's the guy who's talking about health. Like, what are you people doing? But all right, let's get into Florida real quick. And the fact that in Florida, raw milk is not actually legal. And they get around this whole thing by putting it down and they say, hey, this is only for newborn calves. But it's kind of a wink and a nod type of sell because they're selling at all these farmers markets. And all these people who show up at these farmers markets, they don't all have brand new cows. They're there to get the raw milk, and they're getting it. And in this case, unfortunately, the raw milk, I mean, it's in the name. It's unpasteurized. It's going to have a lot of bad stuff in it. You think all that stuff makes you feel better and everything else. I mean, I think about it to a certain extent, but again, don't push it on their kid who doesn't have an immune system, you stupid idiot.
Yeah, it's very similar to the way you can sell brass knuckles here in our state, as long as it has a small little prong on there because it's either a paperweight or a belt buckle.
Or how everyone puts God knows how many lumens flashlights on top of their car and it says for off-road use only. Like, cool, you make this for a Toyota Camry, dude.
Yeah. And you know what? F those people too. At light bars, all of them. I hate them. That's the first bunch of people that I would take away voting rights from.
Oh, I swear to God. Like, there was this one video, and it was in China. This guy had a flashlight. If you pretty much stretch your arms from all the way outward, like your wingspan, like it's the NFL Combine, the diameter of that flashlight on top of his car was bigger than that. And it's him driving, and he's driving down this dark road, and this one Infiniti, or probably BYD, is heading towards him. And this a-hole has his high beams on. And this guy waits until they're about 100 feet away and turns on this torch. The guy just hard rights. It's the best thing ever. I feel zero pity for the guy originally with the high beams. I hope it happens more often.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You know what? There's no room in a civilized country for people like that. I don't need to know how small you are in your under your waistband at night.
Yeah. Like,
right?
You don't need the scene of the future, dude. Like, relax. Like, the light that came with your freaking Forerunners, like, it's bright enough. You don't need to have more. Like, needs more light bars. Like, it's a white truck that never goes off-road. You want to put the off-road tires, fine. You want to do a lift kit on it, fine. But when you start blinding me when I'm driving down the road just semi-drunk, like, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life.
Yeah, and think about this. When I'm blinded by lights, I immediately pull the car left. Yeah. So it's on you now. We'll both see a big shining light at the end of this crash.
It's going to be an arms race. I'm going to start buying flashlights for my car, too.
Yeah, when my 78 Bonneville's parked in between your car.
So, in case we don't die in road rage accidents, let's go talk about how we also could die. And it could be, we could die from raw milk, because from 2013 to 2018, there was 202 outbreaks, 2,645 illnesses, and 228 hospitalizations. And who knows who reported this, but probably some left-leaning, liberal, multi-haired think tank that we shouldn't trust anyway. But one cool thing I learned about this one is that, you know, pasteurization, like the word?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it comes from?
From Louis Pasteur.
Did not know that, because 1984, really? Like he did it. No!
Huh. Normally you're really on top of these things, and I'm the dumb catching up. I feel good about myself.
There's a market correction coming up soon, so I would imagine, but no, had no idea about this, and it was kind of neat, and this might be why we don't trust it, because first of all, it's 1984, so that's far away, and witchcraft, and he's also French, so ew, like, if it was a freedom fry guy, like, yeah, we'd support a lot more, but the French...
1864.
1864?
Yeah, not 1984.
I thought it was... Oh, what did I say?
And you said 1984.
Yeah, that's on me. It's 1864.
Like the Halen album?
Yeah.
Panama!
Pasteurized. So, all right. So what he invented is, if you name it, for the rest of you dummies just like me, if you he found out if you heat something up to a certain temperature for a few minutes, it gets rid of a lot of bad things on it. It could kill harmful microbes without changing its qualities. And the FDA has done multiple studies and said it doesn't kill any of the good stuff. But again, it's the FDA, it's the government, you can't trust them, and it's a French guy. So, yeah, do you.
And actually, the only reason I know this is because for a brief, week, my mother, right before Y2K, loaded our basement with jugs of water, and then went through a whole thing explaining to me, because it'll be important, you have to boil water you find, and then for 15 minutes, whatever it is, before letting it cool down and then repackaging it into another bottle, and which then turned into a Louis Pasteur story. 100% true.
Your parents were sharing like life advice, thinking they're not going to be there for you at Y2K?
I don't know, because you knew me then, full-blown idiot. Not that much has changed, but I was like, I'm not listening to any of this. But somehow it stuck. And I just remember having an asinine amount of water in the basement.
I had no idea you guys were a prepper house, and your mom was pretty much acting like she wasn't going to be there for you. She's like, I have to pass down all the information I can to my little Eric.
Hey, what? Y2K, man, had even normal people, and well, not that they're that normal, but even had real regular people looking like weirdos.
Baby, that was my 9-inch nails days. So like, come on, bring it. I could use more hurt in my life.
Yeah, I screamed up and down about, we saw what happens with Terminator 2. This is definitely going to happen.
Yeah. I thought just one big fireball, it's all over. Like, you know what? It's like on a plane. It'll be over. I can't control it. F it. I'm just going to relax.
Yep. I remember the place I was working at had a computer system that was probably developed and still running from the 80s. I refused to fly. I was like, none of this is going to affect me.
You refuse to fly because of Y2K.
No, it's because planes are scary.
You also wouldn't drive out of a state, so don't be blaming the planes, Obi.
You never need to leave this beautiful state I won't mention, because it has everything you could ever want.
That is very true. Where do you live now?
Not that state.
So yeah, make sure you don't leave the original state 1 and move to state 2.
I still hold that state as my home, and currently have it on my driver's license.
Unless you get your taxes filed here, go F yourself.
I do.
Oh, never mind. Welcome back.
You think I'm going to let another state get my income kicked back? Absolutely not. My heart still lives in
Massachusetts.
Yeah. Texas.
Suck it out, Palantir and Teal.
Yeah, find me now, Teal, you loser.
Well, you had it going pretty good, and I'm going to continue with a little feel-good story to just end the whole thing here. It's the fact that we have cured all the diseases. Nothing else to see here, and why else would we fire ahead of the CDC and have 4 other members quit? Oh.
Ooh, yeesh, that doesn't sound good.
Never mind, I'm reading more into it. Apparently, the head of the CDC was in the process of being fired. 4 people quit in protest, and it's all because RFK, the guy who hates vaccines, is not having fun with the people who, I don't know, promote vaccines because they work. So I don't think we cured all the diseases. This might be a dark story.
Yeah, anytime you bring up RFK and his 1998 Kane voice box sounding, I just nothing good ever comes with him. Nothing.
Again, why? Like, MAGA guys are all about peacocking. It's like the guy in lifted F-250. You show up with a lifted F-250 because that's supposed to symbolize that you're an alpha man, you got a big pee-pee, like, and you're just out there just very successful. And, like, RFK's out there, he's like, I'm gonna do 2 pull-ups. Like, rah! Does 2 pull-ups, kicking his legs as much as he possibly can, like he's riding a bicycle, and then talks like he's got his larynx removed, and like, you know what? That guy's healthy as hell. I love it. Like, that is the opposite of what I want to sound like.
Yeah, and you know what? Now you do have me thinking about the peacocking, where you roll up into that local Hooters with your super. You think I'm wearing this bedazzled Affliction shirt because I don't want people looking at me?
You know who I was in high school? Captain of a football team, varsity, 2nd year.
Pay attention to me because my parents didn't love me. It's women's fault. Harrison Butker's a good kicker.
Bunch of lesbians. Well, whatever, go sit at your own table.
Brother, I don't fear nothing except for chicks with pink hair in big cities and Target during June.
Let me tell you about the time I almost joined the Special Forces.
I would have been good, brother.
Oh, bro, like, if drill instructors come at me, I would have knocked them out, man. You don't even know how I operate. Like, SEAL Team 6? I would have been SEAL Team 69. Get it? Because I have a lot of sex.
You remember when we used to fight terrorists? Why didn't they ever just go after Texas? Do you think it's because the rest of the country just wouldn't care that much?
Texas had nuts back then. It's only recently that I'm starting to see a whole lot more eunuchs out there. Like, it used to be just barbecue and pickup trucks. Now it's like castration centers. Like, all this stuff they say happens in Washington State, I think happens in, like, Texas.
Nothing but projections.
just out there with little dog balls. Like, what do you mean? This is what we do here. Like, what the hell? This is happening here?
Grinder, please reach out to us and let us know what your numbers look like in Texas.
Yeah, we got a number of numbers here. It's, all right.
Or sponsor, whichever.
Like, I don't know. Like, Bumble, like, what are some other ones?
No, we want Grinder. We want Grinder.
Yeah. We'll be able to reach a lot more via GOP. Maybe we should run some Grinder apps.
You know what? Let's just start advertising for them. Maybe they'll catch on. Thanks, both your listeners signed up.
Yeah. Whatever. Nothing wrong with that. We don't put creativity in boxes here, people. Let's get back on track. We're I think for our 50th anniversary, we're already over 50 minutes, so let's keep this thing rolling.
You're welcome.
I know, this is a banger. It's now let's talk about the head of the CDC. It's Dr. Susan Monares. And you'll guess the next part why RFK didn't like her. An infectious disease researcher. She was sworn in just a month ago by Mr. Kennedy. But he has clashed with the secretary over vaccine policy. Surprise, surprise. People familiar with the event said. 4 other high-profile CDC officials quit en masse, apparently in frustration over vaccine policy and Mr. Kennedy's leadership. And just so we're clear, unlike the unconfirmed acting attorney for the state of Nevada, we're firing doctors who have been confirmed by the effing Senate, like a month in. That tracks.
Yeah, I have one of those QAnon weirdos who comes to do deliveries for me, and he brought up vaccinations today, and it basically came out to I was like, well, where'd you get your doctorate again? Just for giggles? And he was like,
yeah,
you have to look at where their money's coming from. You don't think they all have an agenda? And I was like, all right, you know what? No arguing with that one. I guess you're just right.
I was like, you know what? Take your own advice. Why don't you take a look at where their money's coming from? Like, the guy who's peddling crypto coin, and every time one of these influencers is like, you shouldn't take a vaccine, but if you take Alpha Brain and this B17 proprietary blend of RFK Jr. pickle juice, like, you'll be safe from everything. Like, they always have something that is better than modern science, and it's so weird how that is convenient.
Yeah, especially since none of them are actual doctors.
Why can't the bad ones die first?
It's just not how the world works.
All right, so let's find out about the whole scandal and what's going on right now, because she's partly fired, partly not. So she was nominated. She was also confirmed by the Senate. And before she was confirmed, there were 3 other people who just straight up dropped out because they were, I don't know, just like everyone else in this administration, unqualified for the freaking job. But she actually was confirmed because she's a doctor, she knows what she's doing, and it shows by the fact that she's about to get fired. But she serves at the pleasure of the president. Since the president put her in there, only the president can fire her. So when Kennedy was like, "You're fired, get out of here," she's like, "Cool, you're not my boss." it's like when you work at a place and the guy from the janitorial staff comes in and tells you, here's your 2-week notice. It's the same thing. RFK is part of a janitorial staff. He swims in freaking disgusting rivers and everything else like that, and the guy has a worm in his head. Afterwards, the White House
just drained this mop bucket right into that swimming pool, buddy.
Yeah. I am the swamp. Where is it? This is why I came here. I want to swim in it and do push-ups.
Come on, grandkids. Hop on in this poop water.
Have some of this raw milk and this smoothie from raw liver, because that's how real men eat. Get in the F-250. Like you work in an office. So, she essentially wasn't fired by RFK, but the White House did come out. They had a little presser. Well, they released something on there, but she was like, cool, that's still not the president saying it. And last I checked, the president still hasn't come out to say it. But that's essentially the whole reasoning for that argument.
It's weird when you go to school and you become a doctor and you learn all these doctoring things, and then some Yahoo Nepo baby comes in and goes, everything you've learned is wrong. You're like, oh, cool. Please tell me more, junkie. How is this working?
What's your background again? Like, I had a brain worm, I've done heroin, and I don't believe vaccines are real. Like, okay. Like,
what makes you the expert on this? Someone shot my dad and uncle. And you're like, guess he's a learned doctor.
Say it in the voice.
The CIA killed my dad and my uncle.
It's like, well, what's it called? A note like smoke commercials way back in the day.
Yes.
Like you get the throat hole. You're like, I used to think it'll never affect me. Like, what's the guy from South Park, Jimbo?
Yeah.
We have Jimbo.
Our jobs.
The guy from Maha is Jimbo from South Park.
Now I have to inject skag in the hole in my neck.
Like, how do we get to this? Like, why can't you people just vote for the woman? Like, what is wrong with you?
Dumbest timeline, buddy.
God. Like, she even told you, like, he's going to deploy the U.S. military, and Biden's like, he's going to take away your Social Security and benefits. Like, bunch of lying liberal communists. Like, yeah, that tracks.
It sounds like a hoax to me.
Everything's a hoax. I believe a billionaire.
Yeah.
God. All right, let's finish up real quick here. It's in addition to Dr. Monara's being fired, you did remember I did that small line about 4 other people quitting, and you think they were janitors, or you think they were NPCs or main characters?
Oh, they got to be NPCs.
Okay, so let's go over a couple of these, and let's go. And this should tell you right off the bat, the fact that their names are hard to pronounce should tell you that they're smart. Like, if it was Dr. Jim Bob Cooter, like, yeah, probably a Nepo. But Dr. Deborah Howry was the CDC's chief medical officer. Dr. Dimitri Daskalakis, who ran the center that issues vaccine recommendations. Dr. Daniel Jernigan, who oversaw the center that oversees vaccine safety. And Dr. Jennifer Layden, who led the Office of Public Health Data. Like, these people were important, and they're gutting all these organizations, and they're like, we can be more efficient with just 10% of a workforce. Like, you can't. You create chaos. And at that point, I think this is actually what the administration wants, is like, the more chaos and uncertainty, the more rights you can take away. Be like, oh, we're doing this for your own health. Like, we got to help you out. Like, the world is a very unknown place right now. So, that's why we're going to put troops at every freaking crossing.
Well, counterpoint. I'm guessing in about 48 hours on our next pod, it'll all about Dr. Kid Rock now running all 5 of these positions.
Bawatama is now recommended as a breathing exercise. Like, we got rid of the Bee Gees for, what's it called, CPR compressions.
This vaccine's called American Badass.
The only thing you need is a couple Miller Lights.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? This was supposed to be uplifting, but this was an ultra downer, so I'm gonna go get high. I'm Eric Halsey.
Well, you know what? I take that back. Hold on, I'm gonna ramble on about another 8 seconds as we hit the 1 hour mark. We're allowed to have this. I think it was somewhat uplifting because sometimes tragedy plus time is what really humor is, and I'm smart again, and Alex Midway.
Yeah, tell that to Dr. Ted Nugent.
Cat scratch fever.
The disease. Jesus.
Can't be that bad. We made a song about it.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.